I've turned down a lot of offers. Yeah, I have had millions of dollars thrown at me, and I've had everything thrown at me.
Hey, which one of y'all got this man talking about? Yeah, they didn't throw everything at me. They didn't throw everything.
DIY.
In the name of success in this independent era that we're living in, what I call the DIY era, but a country artist named Oliver Anthony went supremely viral singing his song over his guitar, talking about his views about the world we're living in today. It is a song that resonated with a lot of people. And through this, he's actually been courted by a few major labels. And I guess they didn't read the lyrics to the song because he's the opposite of the kind of folks that they're looking for. He's talking here to legendary, brilliant mind Jordan Peterson about the value of music and why he decided to say no to the $8 million that he was offered by the record labels.
Music is something that manifests itself in any society. And the more that people suffer, the more they lean on music. Some of the best music's been written in the worst of times. So I definitely agree. Like there's an element of healing to it. And one thing that I've noticed about the music industry now that I'm in the business, we prioritize, as with a lot of things in art now, like we prioritize through the system of the music industry. We prioritize what can make the most money and not necessarily what can resonate with the most people or what's the most genuine and authentic.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
When these corporations, when these labels see that what used to be a hell yes is not even a soft no, it's a hell no, they have to change their ways. And not that we're waiting on them to change their ways, but it also shows you the amount of confidence he must have in his own music and the era that we're living in. I mean, why else in a terrible financial time period, specifically in America, why else would somebody turn down $8 million unless they truly believed that the impact would yield results that could support their livelihood and potentially even create some generational wealth? So I love what he's saying here about how because they prioritize these other things, a lot of things are sacrificed in place of it, including the impact that music may have on human beings at a time when they need it the most, which is crazy.
Yeah, so I've turned down a lot of offers. The latest one I saw was 100 million. That's certainly not the case. But yeah, I have had millions of dollars thrown at me, and I've had everything thrown at me.
Hey, I'll give you whatever you want, baby. Money? That ain't nothing. You want some of this? Hey, which one of y'all got this man talking about? Yeah, they didn't throw everything at me. They didn't throw everything. That makes me nervous to hear that. But I shout. But shout out to him because the kind of confidence that he's operating with, it's so wild that when he talks about what's happening in country, couldn't you just interchange the genre of country and put hip hop? And we're going through the same exact thing. I feel like these are the conversations, these are the collaborations, the reaction videos that folks don't really want to see happen. Because if we realize, oh, damn, you've been screwed. I've been screwed. You too? I thought y'all was killing it in EDM. When we figure that out, then folks start to collectively move another direction.
I guess the reason why I want to stay on my own path is that I'd like to inspire other musicians to do the same thing. Like the story of kind of how all this came about is just, I mean, most of the music's from my Android phone that I, just recorded, put it on YouTube. I ripped the WAV file, uploaded it. There's a service called DistroKid.
Hey, yo, shout out to the plug, though. Shout out to the plug, though. He recorded the song, Mr. Rich Man North of Richmond. Yes, this is the guy. He didn't say it was a different platform that only he had exclusive rights, he had exclusive access to because, he's an industry plan. Ooh. This man got on the same damn DistroKid you got. Remember when you would pass by McDonald's and your mama said, you were like, Mama, can we get some McDonald's? And she said, we got McDonald's at the house. You're like, that ain't no damn McDonald's. You didn't say it out loud, but you said it under your breath. He said, we got distribution at home. What we need a label for?
Facts.
We got virality on our own. What we need a label for?
Facts.
We have access direct to consumer. What do we need a label for?
Facts.
I'm talking to Jordan Peterson. What do we need a label for?
Facts.
You pay like a nominal fee annually. They don't take any of the money, and it automatically puts it on all the platforms for you: Spotify, Pandora, Apple, YouTube Music. Like, I would like to see more people do what it is I did. Like, I'd like, if anything, I'd like it to inspire other artists to not worry about going through a record label or worry about trying to find a big booking agency, but just focus more on on creating whatever it is you feel compelled to create and get it out there and not worry about everything else.
Tell the truth and I'm gonna tell it.
Hey, Oliver Anthony, you better say that. The worst time ever to be an independent artist. Anybody in here feel that way? It's funny how weird the narrative starts to switch from like, man, I'm so proud of him, to when he gets too much success, folks are like, no, he must be an industry plant. How does this benefit a narrative of an industry? This is showing way too many people what is possible right from home, making the music that you want to make. We overvalue having a lot of fans. But can you imagine throwing a show with millions of people and nobody buys merch because you didn't figure out during your demographic research that they're all 13 and 14? More is not always necessarily better.
People are just, at this point, desperate for authenticity and desperate to connect with other human beings on a level that we haven't been able to connect on very well in the last 10 years.
When music is your medicine, you have a migraine, you're not going to go to the store and just get the cheapest thing you can get. You want the stuff that's going to work. Excedrin, oh man, I ain't really trying to put out $20, but here, let's get rid of this headache. You will pay everything to get away from that pain. There are a lot of people right now going through some really difficult times. Post-pandemic, there's a lot of people who have not been able to recover from those times. The last thing that individual who is between jobs, out of a job, scared about the future, the last thing they want to hear about is you talking about how you left they and you got more money than them. It's bad timing, bro. These people are searching for something that's going to feed their soul. This is where I feel like the independent music comes in, because you have a story that is so unique and specific to you that you can share, that person can benefit off of. You just haven't shared it yet.
Trying to create a new way of thinking with music, and really it's an old way of thinking, but it's just bringing it into our time, you know?
The more I hear this man talks, bro, the bigger of a fan I become. You know, back when you were younger, especially all my hip hop heads, when they were like, you was dating a girl and she was like, oh, what kind of music you into? Like, you go first, girl. She'd be like, oh, I like R&B. I like a little hip hop. She's like, what you into? And you'd be like, man, I like everything except for country. That used to be me. I used to be that head ass. You know what? I can't say that no more. I may not necessarily rock with all the Sonics, but I'm a fan here of Oliver. I'm a fan here of Oliver Anthony. And if I saw a song pop up on Bandcamp or some way that I could show support, wear his shirt, damn it, I would do it, because what he is speaking is absolute facts when it comes to independent artists. Do not be jaded. I love the fact that I started with the first story down to this story, because do not be blinded by the loudest person in the room. Do not be blinded by all of this doom and gloom. I know I'm a contributor of it. I get it. A lot of my stuff is like, damn, it's like that in the industry. Do I really want to be in there? I don't look at it as doom and gloom, though. When I share it, I look at it as informing you. You sure you want to go inside this place? You sure about that? I'm just trying to make sure that you're sure about what you're doing. And if you can look at all the stuff that I give you, all these videos that I made, and say you still want it, you know what? More power to you, brother. It's not for us, though. It's not for me. It's not for the DIYers, because
DIY.
At the risk of sounding like a Tyler Perry movie, I could do bad on my own. I don't need to owe you money. I already owe the bill collector. I don't need to owe you money too, because you gave me an advance and I was up for a second. Now I spent through it because I had no financial literacy and I wasn't ready for that blessing. Now I'm on the line and I can't do nothing until you get your money back. There's going to be a day that we look at this. Maybe our grandkids are going to look at this and say, there were people who wanted to do this. And I'm going to say, oh, no, baby boy. There were people who were willing to die to get taken advantage like this. Independence is so popular now. I get it. But at the time, there were a lot of naysayers from powerful voices. But thankfully, a lot of that stuff is starting to get a bit of balance from voices like Oliver Anthony. I salute you, sir, and I wish you nothing but the best. Those are my thoughts, DIYers. You let me know what you think. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.